without any further ado, we are so excited to welcome our next guest.
That's right. Jermaine Dupri is a Grammy Award-winning producer, a Songwriters Hall of Fame inductee, and the founder of his label So Def.
So Def.
You know him from all kinds of hits, including this one, Money Ain't a Thing.
Me and JD got it locked crazy. Where you at, haters?
Jaguar switching 4 lanes, top down, screaming out, money ain't a thing.
Bubble hard in the double R, flashing the rings with the window crack. Holla back, money ain't a thing.
That's still on my playlist.
Yep.
Still on my playlist. Now Jermaine Dupri is teamed up with New Orleans-based rapper Curren for their new EP for Motivational Use Only. Their newest single, Never Fall Off. Let's hear it.
To the Lord,
Raise my right hand to the Lord.
I pray I never fall off.
I pray I never fall off.
I wish the same for my dog.
I wish the same for my dog.
Money won't break us apart.
Money won't break us apart.
Yeah.
Jermaine Dupri, welcome to New York Living.
Wow, thanks for having me.
It is a pleasure. I love the drip is
Yeah,
on
the
point.
drip.
The
Head
drip
to
is on
toe.
point.
Head to toe.
I only know that term because of my children. I'm not that cool.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't help but notice you watching the clips that we played. It looks like you still observe things through a producer's eye.
Yeah, I was looking like,
What were you saying? You were like, why did I have Jay on that shot?
why are they playing this video?
That was my fault. I
Oh,
said
no,
I
that's
wanted to
nothing.
hear one of the oldies.
Yeah, please.
No, I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at, like, I think the first clip that
Yeah.
they showed. I was like, why are they playing that clip?
Because we wanted, we want a little throwback.
That's interesting to observe that.
Yeah? What would you have chosen?
I don't know, something else, probably something else.
He's like, give me a little bit. I need
Yeah,
to the
something
cogs
else.
are gonna
Yeah.
work here. All right, you just landed in New York yesterday,
Yeah.
correct? Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be back in the city?
Yeah. Yes, it's New York. You know,
New York,
I mean, you know, like I'm from the South, so you know, getting my music to be heard here in this city and this city accepting me as an artist and music was always something that I was just like, it was like the wall that I was trying to jump or get over. So
You smashed it.
to be here performing, even to be on this show, it's just amazing.
Well, it's amazing to have you on the show
Thank you.
because for the uninitiated, you know, we talk about New York, we talk about, I'm from the Bronx, so I like to brag that the Bronx is
The birthplace of
it's the
hip-hop.
birthplace of hip-hop.
It sure is.
But you really brought the Dirty South to the collective. You made people realize it's not just East Coast and West Coast.
Yeah.
There are artists and there is so much talent in Atlanta, in Georgia, in the South.
Yeah.
And I wonder, as you look at that point in your life and how far you've come, did you realize you would make such an impact and really open up the genre to so many folks?
No, I didn't. I think the reason why is because I was so young. Like when I put out Crisscross, I was 17, 18.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So when Crisscross came out, I was too young to even realize that it wasn't someone before me.
Right.
It was people before me, but not of that age.
Sure.
And then not of the hip hop genre as well. I was just watching when they said Songwriters Hall of Fame. The funny thing about the Songwriters Hall of Fame is that when I got inducted, people were complaining because I went in after Jay-Z, and they was like, how does Jermaine Dupri go in after Jay-Z? But what they don't realize is that I was actually the first of my kind to actually go in. Because even Jay-Z hadn't written full songs for singers.
Right.
So I was the first writer to be in there that writes rap records as well as singing songs.
And
So-
hits. They were all hits. They were all
Nothing
hits.
but the
They were all
hits.
hits. I got you.
But I even there, I didn't realize that an institution that's been going for 45 years, I would be the first person to be in that institution of my kind. So yeah, it never really hit me. I guess till now, these days, I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop there.
No, it
I
doesn't
mean,
stop.
talk to us about this new EP with Currency.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Two icons
Yeah.
in the genre,
Yeah.
in that world. So how did you two link up?
Well, he made a song called Jermaine Dupri, and I was just like,
Who is this cat?
wow.
I'm honored.
Yeah. So that exactly, and so I mean, the least I could have done was like work with him, right? And that's what I said. I was like, you know, at least I could make a song for you.
Right.
And that song just turned into this album. So, and I think it's the universe telling me that I should do this because it's Hip Hop 50. So to have a critically acclaimed rap record during the anniversary of hip hop feels like what Jermaine Dupri should be doing, whether if it's the greatest album or not, or whatever it does amazing things. It still feels like, for me, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Working with him specifically?
No, just making a rap record that
in celebration of 50
that means
years,
something in this time, right? Because I feel like I say this all the time that we talk about we're celebrating Hip Hop 50, and I don't really see people doing that. I see people saying we're gonna go to do this concert and this, that, and the third. A concert is not something that's different than what you did last year.
True.
Right? This record is something different than what I did last year. This record is something different than I did over the last 10 years, So that's what I'm saying. It feels like I'm doing something that I should be doing in honor of Hip Hop 50.
So your interpretation of celebrating 50 years of hip hop is leaving more of a legacy, not just being in a club, putting on a show.
No, more or less doing what hip hop taught us. Hip hop taught, like you said, hip hop taught me how to dress. Hip hop taught me. Hip hop taught us all a lot of things. Hip hop taught me what the Bronx told me. That's
How you throwing up the X?
Look at there he
That's
is.
what I'm saying. It all came through hip hop. I didn't learn this just from coming to New York. So it's like, do what hip hop did to you when you learned about hip hop.
Right.
Do something that hip hop would have made you do back then.
Right.
That's how I feel like we should celebrate it.
And I think it's also it's interesting. It's really good to see, because you talk about what hip hop has done for you, and it's done so much for all of us, those of us in the industry and those not. So the connection that you now have with Currency, and that's what it's about, right? There's so many talented hip hop artists.
Yes.
So then for you guys to just connect and kind of just have it snowball into this even better thing, and the example that you're setting for the up and coming, because there are probably going to be icons like you that we haven't even met yet in the future. And so I just think it's just a wonderful look, and we love to see it. We also love the concerts and hear you in the club.
I know, exactly.
Thank you.
Speaking of concert, Webster Hall,
Yes.
coming up.
On the 4th. Excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been there, but I never played there before, and I know that
Jermaine Dupri has never played Webster Hall?
No, this is actually my first time doing. The last time I actually performed was with the Jay-Z record that y'all just was a video show. So I haven't actually performed period. Performing the show in New York probably like 15 years.
Wow.
Just because I'm a producer.
Right.
I stay in the studio all the time. So I'm super excited about that. And then to be performing in such an iconic place is crazy.
So what do you tap into? Because I'm always fascinated with producers like you. You are your own hit. You make the hit makers, but then you go on stage. Is there like a button you push? Is there a different Jermaine Dupri that you tap into when you're on stage versus at the soundboard or at the piano?
Yeah, actually, but this show, interesting that you say that. This show, the way we do this show, I'll actually bring the studio on stage so you can actually watch me make the records.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I better go take notes.
That's a whole different
With
experience.
all the records I'm making.
That is a whole different experience. But not only that, it doesn't end there.
Yes.
You're going to be part of Essence Festival this year. That is huge.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what that means to you.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because the song that me and Currency started out with was called Essence Fest.
Yeah.
And it was basically to put the energy out there of what Atlanta and New Orleans together actually feels like, and how people from Atlanta wait all year for Essence Fest. And how people in New Orleans can't wait till all of us come to their city and tear it up, right? So we made a song that that's what it felt like. I didn't have an idea that I was doing Essence Fest at that time, but now that I'm doing it, it's gonna be amazing. And I have a lineup that is impossible to miss. I have Big Boy from Outkast, Ludacris, T.I., Lil Jon.
Oh my God.
Gucci Mane.
Hold on.
And my set is basically Welcome to Atlanta, but it's the South got something to say. But it's basically just like I'm doing my set as us honoring Hip Hop 50 and what we did in the South, basically.
And could you possibly have garnered more heavy hitters to be a part of it? I'm gonna have to clear my schedule.
I was gonna say, if you see
Like-
this blonde woman behind stage, just let her
Just
run.
let her-
The younger me just went into like overdrive, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get
Come
to
on,
this
let's go,
concert.
let's go.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Oh my
Jermaine
God.
Dupri, congratulations.
Thank you.
For your legacy,
Thank
for
you.
the hits.
Thank you for
know what? Next
everything
time,
and
I'm
then
gonna
some.
call you and say, we're doing a segment. Which hit do you want me to put up? It doesn't have to be Jason.
You could
No, that's
Anything you want.
by the
Anything
way,
you
Money
want.
Anything is very appropriate for
I
today.
mean, money ain't a thing unless you ain't got none in your pocket. And then it's a big thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jermaine
Thank you.
Dupri's joint EP with Currency for Motivational Use Only is out now. Go check it out wherever you get your music. You already
Already have,
downloaded it.
yeah, already have.